In 330 BC, Alexander the Great's unstoppable Macedonian army marched in and torched the magnificent city of Persepolis. The columns shattered, the grand halls collapsed, and a 1,000-year-old Iranian superpower was turned to ash. It looked like absolute finality. Yet within months of watching the Persian capital burn, Alexander began wearing traditional Persian robes. He married into the local royalty. He even started participating in the rituals of Zoroastrianism, the conquered empire's state religion. His Greek generals watched in horror. They had marched across continents to destroy this Eastern empire, and now their leader was behaving exactly like the kings they had just slaughtered. Why would a victorious king willingly submit to the culture he had just spent his youth dismantling? Military dominance does not guarantee cultural survival. To understand the indestructible DNA of this civilization, we have to look 200 years backward, to the man who built it. Before the Persians, the ancient Middle East operated on a simple, brutal logic. Empires maintained control through mass executions, mass deportations, and enslavement. Then came Cyrus II. Emerging from the rugged, unforgiving peaks of the Zagros Mountains, he united the regional tribes of the Medes and the Persians into a single fighting force. Cyrus realized that ruling through terror was incredibly expensive. It required constant warfare just to keep captive populations in line. So he deployed a radical alternative: religious tolerance and cultural respect. This is the Cyrus cylinder. Its cuneiform script records the fall of Babylon. But instead of boasting about slaughter, the text documents how Cyrus freed enslaved populations, including the Jews, and funded the restoration of their local temples. He didn't demand the Babylonians worship a foreign Persian god. He told them that their own deity, Marduk, had specifically chosen him as a liberator to restore their holy sites. This psychological strategy bypassed the need for endless sieges. Within a single lifetime, the borders expanded from the Indus River all the way to the Aegean Sea. Cyrus had engineered a political machine where earning loyalty proved cheaper, faster, and more stable than enforcing fear. His successor, Darius I, scaled that ideology into a highly structured global administration. This is the gold derrick. It was the physical anchor of a unified economic system Darius imposed across the territory, supported by local governors called satraps and a state postal service. While the West records the battles of Marathon and Thermopylae as legendary struggles for survival, the Persian central administration viewed them as minor border skirmishes at the extreme fringe of their territory. Instead of wasting vast armies on Greek city-states, Persian kings simply began funding Greek politicians, buying off alliances, and paying Athens and Sparta to fight each other. But maintaining a machine this large eventually took its toll. By the time Darius III took the throne decades later, the central bureaucracy was bloated. Taxation was crushing the provinces, and local satraps were drowning in corruption. The immense scale of the administration had become a fatal vulnerability. It was sluggish, heavy, and completely unprepared for a highly disciplined, fast-moving attacker. That attacker arrived as Alexander's phalanxes. At Issus and Gaugamela, the Persian ranks were ripped apart by swift cavalry. When Darius III saw his lines break, he fled in his chariot. That single act of panic broke his soldiers' morale, and the government collapsed overnight. Which brings us back to the burning of Persepolis. Alexander had finally won the war, claiming the ashes. But as the smoke cleared, he faced a massive logistical reality. You cannot govern half the known world with just a sword. The territory was simply too vast. To actually collect taxes, move messages, and maintain order, Alexander needed the exact bureaucracy the Persians had perfected. He had to co-opt their tribute networks, their administrative hierarchy, and their royal symbols to legitimize his own rule. After Alexander died, his empire fractured. Invader after invader, Greeks, Parthians, Romans, and later Arabs and Mongols, marched onto the Iranian plateau. In each case, the local identity went dormant, only to wake up and absorb the new rulers, teaching them to speak Persian and run Persian administrations. Their intellectual legacy survived right alongside their administration. Ideas born in Persia, like the concept of linear time moving toward a final judgment, and the framework for religious freedom, flowed outward to shape the coordinates of modern civilization. By inventing a cultural operating system this effective, the Persian Empire survived the death of its military. spending the next 2 millennia silently digesting every invader that tried to claim its throne.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to NovaMind for more inspiring thoughts and ideas.